I'm going to try and explain it quickly, efficiently. Hawkins, Delafield, and Wood were sent to San Diego in 2004, and they did their first disclosure due to the City Council of City of San Diego mishandling of the pension fund on the stock market. So there's a big clue. The stock market seems to be mostly scams going on with the 15-year low-income housing tax credit, where they're pulling out their clients at 15 years, and that's when the taxes are due, and with the bonds, and they're rerunning. Second disclosure with Hawkins, Delafield, and Wood, starring Attorney Rod Solomon, was in Washington, D.C., 2005, and they did it. They two sets of books, one for easy, user friendly, and then they went independent governance. They had them go independent governance, so they were a federally independent governance, and that's what the United States did with England in 1776, right around then, to an independent governance. So that means they're not the feds anymore. And then they closed several quick deals with corporate executives. It's in the and 2005. So it's under new management. That's what it seems like. And also, there's moving to work. They're using that's HUD, Public and Indian Housing Administration is the dirty one. The regular HUD is probably under duress. They don't have any control or enforcement power. What they've done in California is they've systematically removed all of the tenant and employees' availability to have any recourse to the harms done to them, to their so Department of Fair Employment and Housing gone, and become the Civil Rights Agency. And then moving to work, everything they did to me was unlawful. That unlawfully unhoused me from beginning to end. Even the judge was under duress. They still are. It's like business as usual until we say otherwise. And then, it's funding restrictions, and that's what I got in legal aid. They helped me as best they could, but it was funding restrictions, even through Shriver, Laura Lake Iotis. She did awesome. But the next day, I got 3 days, and she couldn't help me anymore due to funding restrictions. And legal aid wrote me a letter, Carolina Ruvalcaba, that said for the unlawful rent increases, and the judge considered it client attorney privilege. It was to the owner. It was 12/31/21, and it said that they owed me $3,078, but it wasn't me. It was money that they owed back to San Diego Housing Commission for overpaying the owner. So Carolina, when I corrected her, like, my rent's $25, she said, it's not your money. You can't make them take it back. And I was like, okay, because that's supposed to be used to house other people. And they denied Tenant Protection Act. They did it on purpose during COVID, because it's the law, but if it's not litigated, it's not, if it's just they close the books, they settle, that's not on the books. You have to convict someone, it's on the books, the cops can charge other people with it. So it's technically not the law, which is so wrong. It's totally against the spirit of the law. They're using a loophole that they created intentionally, malicious intent. They write the housing legislation and then they can't follow it when it's for the benefit of the people. And that's denying our 14th Amendment right to fair and equal protections under the law. And also, you can't use the law, the rights, the privileges, the freedoms the Constitution gives you to take others away that's same and equal to yours. And it's just, and that's what they've been doing. Considered less than. And it's live well off of San Diego. If you're on a Medi-Cal, you're considered, you're getting your subsidized helping, you're getting help, and so you're not doing it on your own. When in fact, they're using the people, like the tenants, every single tenant, they're using their number to overbill, over allocate. They couldn't do that if they didn't have homeless people and low-income families to help. So they're using those people as making them accessories to their crimes, and they're unwitting, they didn't, without consent or knowledge. Without their consent or their knowledge, they're making them accessories to their crime. So So they're taking all the money. They figured out a sophisticated way to take all the federal money so that it doesn't get to the people it's supposed to go to. And the non-inclusionary practices leaves these people, me, to everyone. They don't care. We're all collateral damage. And they, yeah, it's HUD. I don't know exactly. Seems like it's the UN who did. They should have been disbanded in 2017. And when they put a genocide mandate out for 8.6 to 8.4 billion people by 2030. But before that, in 87, when they came to War Command, they went from the 5 vetoes to 10 rotating countries to 193 out of 195. And everything they're doing, it looks like it's coming out of America, out of New York, out of Manhattan. And UN probably wants world domination, and China's probably right there with them. Like, yeah. Yeah, and we're getting bullied on, but I don't know. It's just the rent went through the roof, and that's a lot to do with Rod Sullivan and everything that he's put forward. So in 2007, city councils who hired Richard Gentry, the ex-president and CEO of San Diego Housing Commission, so they're accountable for his bad job. Even if he's the executive director over them, it doesn't matter. They knew what they were doing. And in 2004, the city manager, they paid him to not work, to work at their pleasure of city council. And the SEIU, that's a union. It's the largest union in America. It's the Service Employment Industry Union, international union. And they're not doing that. They're not doing those people right. It's horrible. I'm really scared for them, like what they've been doing. Through Achievement Academy has it. The San Diego County endorses it. And are these people even alive? Because I know they're doing them wrong. Slave labor, slave child. I can't even imagine.